Hello, Mykhailo. Nice to see you this sunny day. Congratulations to your second place in Veterans Championship. In which game harder, with Alexei Titov last year or with Hans Osterman this weekend?
I guess I had more chances against Alexei Titov. More of this I can say that maybe I was better player that tournament. I can't say that Titov was worse than me. He was better because he won, but he won playing badly. I played better, but I lost. I've beaten Petr Rosland this year, maybe because I remember like I did it in the previous tournament. That's the first. The second, I saw all his problems during two series against Miroslav Chernokh. He told me before we started to play our series that he had some crisis in the game. He did the same things. He can change anything. And I understood that it's my chance to make a blitzkrieg. And I won the first game and then in a row 3 games without any chance for him. I was in a very good mood. I was 10th to win. I won the first game against Osterman. But the problem that Osterman is a player of another level. It's difference between space and earth. Because from the second game, Osterman knew me very good. He learned me. He knew what I will do. He knew what he have to do to win. He talked to me very friendly between the games, and he knew why did he
Some
does
psychological
it.
tricks?
Of course, because he just create inside of me the feeling that it would be not a very big tragedy if I will lose to such a nice guy as Hans Osterman, and I knew all about it. I can do nothing because playing against Osterman in Osterman style, it's a suicide for me. Yes, we can say it's like a little compliment in my address that my style of playing it's quite similar to Osterman's, but Osterman is much better in this style than me. I guess the next time I need to know my plan not only in defense but in the attack. And the main reason, of course, is his center moves, because I knew Hans Osterman concept. He is always telling me that table hockey for him is a game of center moves. A lot of quite good players had greatest problem with the Spias, difficult center move on this tournament. I've played in the first day nearly 50 games and nobody scores against me with Spias till the first game against Osterman. Osterman did the same that Titov did. He scored that reverse Spias and I could do nothing with it. Saying honestly, on the second day his reverse center move changed all history of open team competitions.
About veterans team competitions, we see your match captain with Karanis. It's a pity you lose this match, and then Czech Republic defeat and you fourth and Czech Republic this third. Why it's happened?
The same situation as the previous champ, like deja vu. I have to say that we don't have an ideal squad. Of course, you know it. You know why. For me, it was a very difficult tournament because I put task to take at least 5 points from 6 possible in each game. If we don't tell about game against Sweden, because it wasn't important for us, we all understood that Sweden would be the first team. 5 teams were contenders for the second, third and fourth place in the group stage. Absolutely equal teams. Latvia, Estonia, Germany, Czech Republic, of course, and Ukraine. We cannot be sure that we will qualify to semi-final, but we have won all games except Sweden. That was absolutely clearly. We've made a great draw against Czech Republic. I won absolutely all games except one game against, it seems to me, Salvis Karanis when we play in the group stage. And then I take 6 from 6 in semi-final. I was pretty sure that I will win the captain's game. Of course, it was a very tough game. A lot of people... I played 16 years in table hockey. That was my first official captain's game. I felt before the competitions that this game would be, but it was quite different compared to usual game. I scored on the 3rd second or on the 4th second. If we play a draw, maybe the Latvian guys will watch the record to count the seconds if my goal was legal, but unfortunately they don't need to do this. Karanis did 2 things that was the most important. The first, he surprised me with his attack from the right flank, because he scored, it seems to me, all 3 goals from the right flank by his coconut, and 2 of them was very precise because he scored despite my passive defense. And the second thing, he didn't give me a puck. Maybe my possession was 30%. It's very low, and I had very few chances. He was very pragmatic in his defense style. What about the 3rd place game? Czechs are very inconvenient for me. I've taken only 2 points against them in Tallinn in the bronze game. Now I took 4 from 4 in the first 2 games, but it was absolutely tough and difficult games for me because I have no strengths at all. I play like automatically. And the last game against Martin Zenishek, he scored 2 or 3 rather occasional goals. tables, and then I don't have much time to change something. I have to say that Nikolai Verbitsky, who was the beginner, the novicer on such tournaments, he did what he could. Maybe Mikhail Shalomayev wasn't so good as he was on the second day, but he did all he did. It's a pity story, but maybe we don't deserve to take this third place. We must do it the next time.
How's the atmosphere on the European Championship? What is your opinion about the organization?
I don't have any concrete complaints because I know how difficult to organize such tournament in our very tough times, and we all know that Slovenia maybe is not the richest country among potential organizers. It was ice hockey arena. The temperature was rather low. I was surprised by this factor. I can say that maybe fixing of the games on the tables wasn't ideal because it was boostic, and you know boostic is maybe not the safest thing for this. I can say that maybe some tables were lower than other.
Except TV table.
Yes, and it was one of the reasons why me and Hans Osterman refused to play our game there, because we have to make a break, to take some tables there, to change maybe a game. It was inconvenient at that moment. The attitude from organizers was very good, but for example, there was no real medals in individual categories. I was very surprised, saying honestly. I've never seen such things because it was only cups. Maybe there was no some souvenirs to all participants, but we don't have to complain such things. Great thanks to all organizers that they organize such tournament in such difficult economical times.
Which player or players have a big sensation and impressed you?
Martin Madera, of course. Kalinic had very simple net before the semi-final. He knew about it. He said that his aim was to beat all records in the final division. He scored 168 goals, and maybe 50% of those goals were scored by center moves. He had the best center move all over participants. He showed me his spias. It was absolutely ideal. He has perfect naka, so I didn't see any problems while I analyzed his net. And then he was leading by 3-0. I ride to the hotel, take some things. I'm entering the hall and I see Madera is playing semi-final. Kalinic just staying with a beer and try to calm himself. It's just a mind games in Rainer Kalinic's head. There is no another explanation. I have to say that the level became very even because while playing in qualification, I didn't pass first time from 2009 on big tournament. Maybe because I was sick and tired of table hockey at that moment. Maybe because my preparation wasn't very good physical. But I've lost to some young guy from Slovenia. I played draw with absolutely no name from Germany, and it was deserving result because I can't say that I play very good, but they were lucky. No, they played like me. Even better. We have to make a big work to be better than a whole mass of table hockey players now in each country.
What about the level of tournament without Russian players?
Of course, it was lower than it could be. Everybody knows me as a rather loyal person. I can say that I'm quite happy because Russians doesn't play table hockey now on the big tournaments. But I have to say to all Russian players that it's a common opinion. You don't have to complain, saying that we are not allowed to play on table hockey tournaments because we are Russian. We have to say that you are killing our children because we are Ukrainian. Do you think those things are equal? Do you really think that the first can compensate the second? I think that all these arguments are, if not stupid, but very cynical. That's why we all have to wait until you live as a civilized country, and maybe then International Federation can return to the issue of your participants in such tournaments. I have to say that it's not only my opinion. I didn't start this talking because I am sick and tired of this topic, but everybody came to me and everybody began this topic. It's a common opinion of table hockey world community.
Ukraine team is second
in the whole medal rating. I can say this sensation. Of course, if we would arrive to Slovenia in the best squad, maybe we'll be the first, though I have to mark that Latvian table hockey was on prime at this tournament. I think that our juniors underachieved in juniors team category because they underestimated the level of their opponents. I suggested them about it, about Eddie Nilsson, Swedish team, about Latvian team. I guess that women team compensated juniors team silver by their gold medal. We all understand why Estonian team in female category didn't won because they were only two. But let's say that's compensation for our long years sufferings in a final of women category. And of course, I have to say that we could take a medal in the veteran team category, and we could take a medal even in open team with Artyom Matantsev, with Ruslan Kapchuk, who played firstly in the main squad, with Anna Ivantsova, who played in all categories, but was only one from 5 best players of Ukraine in this tournament. So this result is very good, but I think it's quite logical.
Let's see what our team can show in Norway.
Yes, everybody can say that our table hockey in crisis because our 3 big centers are actually destroyed. I mean, Mariupol, Rubizhne and Kharkov. We are get used to be in crisis. Ukrainian table hockey is always in big crisis. Despite of all this crisis, we are for 5 or 6 years in the top of all world and European championships.
Mykhailo Spivakovsky, Vitaly Kutsuruk, a special for Time of Table Hockey video magazine.
See you
Peace.
later.